Through the power of fiber optics, it's a flying modem. Casual gamer and likes to play competitively. What's going on, people? What you're going to be watching is an interview that I had with Era 6. He's my homie. This is going to be a two-part video, so part 1 will be linked in part 2, and part 2 will be linked at part 1 in the description at the end of the video. In the background, what you're going to be watching is me playing with Warframe, doing various missions. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Let me know what y'all felt about the interview, what each of us had to say. We're going to be talking about the COD community, the bigger channels, you know, a couple of things that happens within the game, things of that nature. So like I said, I hope y'all enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start recording. I don't even know how I'm gonna introduce the video. Just like I don't really have like an intro for the series or some shit. It's not like the late night show with a modem interview on
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
just do it,
yeah. Shit, just what's up, people? It's a flying modem. Got my homie Era 6 here doing another interview.
What's going on?
Go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
No, hey, I'm Era 6. You guys should know me by now.
Yeah, they should. They really should. If you don't know, Era 6 is the one who helped me with the video announcing I was coming back, which is nicely done. A lot of your video editing skills when on your own video,
thanks,
it's nicely
man.
done. You know, anybody who knows Lawler should know you. I know you know King J.
Yeah. He was the first guy to actually talk to me when I first got into this YouTube game. King J was the first one to, because I was trying to get on TSG.
Yeah.
And he was like, and like nobody was talking to me. I was like, okay, I didn't know if how long it would take to get on TSG. So it was like something like a month at first, and I'm like, hey man, I asked a few people. I was like, hey, how long did it take you to get on TSG? Nobody responded, and then King J got on TSG, and I just, you know, I messaged him. I was like, how long did it take you? And he was just like, oh yeah, man, what's up? Yeah, you know, he was real friendly right off the start like that. So yeah, he was my first YouTube contact.
That's crazy. I had stopped watching TSG for a long time because I felt like Thunder was just uploading whatever, like the choices between what videos to upload, because I'm pretty sure hundreds of people send them videos or whatever, but the choice he was making was like, it must have been like real slim or something, because like everybody's content was like the same shit, and I was like
slim pickings. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've seen it. Like, I watch it obviously a lot, but because I just like to see what people are making, and you know, just see what's out there. So like, yeah, I can feel you on that. Like, I can feel like there's some videos where I'm like, I don't even understand what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, I mean, TSG is one of those community channels that like you kind of you hold it in a higher standard, right? So like, you know, you look at it and you go, okay, these are, you know, a little bit more practiced commentators. So like, whenever you see like some boo-boo commentator, you're kind of like, what the hell, man? You know, but.
And you know, I don't know if we necessarily have the same definition of boo-boo, but more so of like, just the generic, hey, what's up guys, I'm so excited to boo and this gameplay blah, and it's just like, alright, so tomorrow's gonna be the same shit, and then the day after that it's the same shit. And it's like, I don't really care about mic quality, game quality, like all that shit, like just a decent video to where it's not the same shit. And it was just like, every video was like, hey, what's up guys, and like, oh god. And it's like, I mean, my thing with this community, before you go on, right now, it's like it's such a cookie cutter thing right now. Like, everybody has some fucking nation or some kind of team, some kind of like squad or whatever that coexists with their names, and they always like this and that. It's like everybody says the same shit. So like, it's just, That's why I stopped fucking with TSC for a long time. And whenever I see like the homies on there, I'll just say what's up.
Well, you know, I mean, obviously it's subjective. So I mean, like, something I could say is boo. But I just think I put like just garbage commentaries all kind of like the same pot of shit. I guess you could say just it could be that, hey guys, what's going on, you know, kind of thing. And then there's just people that have been doing it for a week and really haven't found their groove into it. So bad commentary is just bad commentary, whether, in my opinion anyway, it's you're not practiced or they're just following the same shoe as their favorite, you know, YouTuber. You know, right, so like, right. You know, that I guess maybe that's just more my opinion on it. But going to what you said, I mean, a lot of these kids, and I have to kind of stop myself a lot of times just because I forget their age, okay? So, right. Like, when I see what they're doing, I'm kind of like, oh my god, that's so stupid, man. But then I'm like, but they're 19, you know, like, and then, you know, and I kind of reflect back, like, man, when I was, you know, 16, 17, 18, you know, I looked up to these, like, we looked up, in my neighborhood, we looked up to skaters. So, like, you know, all the skaters that were pro skaters. So, like, you know, whenever somebody asked us, what did you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a pro skater, right? So, obviously, that's kind of silly, but, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not practical. It's not practical.
Right, it's not the practical thing.
Yeah, so, like, when I see these guys, like, making these 1-hour videos on phase members and things like that, like, you know, I'm kind of like, oh my god, I kind of roll my eyes about it. But then again, you know, it's like, they're younger and makes them happy, and I'm trying to be the good guy, you know, but I'm like, dude, just you know, show your appreciation, show that, you know, wow, this person inspires me, and let it go. You don't have to take their style just because they got 1 million subscribers. Yeah. Because people are gonna see through that, you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna know, like, oh, come on, bro, you know?
And then just to get into a little bit why I'm having this interview with you. For one, me and you normally don't agree on things, so I feel like it's gonna be a real good debate.
Yeah, right.
I seen either it was a tweet or a video, and you said something about T. Martin, and it was along the lines of, you know, they don't do anything for this community, they just reap all the benefits. And I used to feel exactly the way you felt for a long time. So basically this interview is just about, I guess, the COD community, higher ups on YouTube, the COD community as a, you know, whole, and just, you know, where you feel you're at in your own career on YouTube and so on and so forth. So right. I guess we'll start off with you know, the higher ups. I seen you recently explained your whole drifter situation, and briefly I'll tell you, I had kind of a situation with him. He kind of like subtweeted me. Well, not even subtweet, like he mentioned me in a video, because this is back in Call of Duty Ghosts was the new Call of Duty, and he just started doing, you know, you send me a tip and, you know, no one's done it or whatever, I get shout out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to grow my channel, whatever, and I figured out that the ballistic vest had, you know, protected you from the dog, you know, killing you. So I'm like, oh shit, I know no one else knows about this. I'm looking up videos and all that shit. No one has done a video like this or whatever. So I'm like, yo, this is my ticket in. So I tell Drifter or whatever, I'm like, yo, this and that. And I'm like, yo, can you just like shout out whatever? Like, I don't even think I had my channel up at the time. But it was basically like, oh, can you do a favor for me, like later on when I had my channel started? But you know, he said no. And then at first I had questioned him on, like, why not? This is what you said you would do. And I felt like, oh damn, I just gave you some useful information, you just about to get me out of it. But you know, it turns out a lot of people had already told him about this, and you know, that makes sense. You know, I definitely couldn't have been like the only one. And if I had my own equipment at the time, I could have just capitalized on it, but I couldn't. So you know, he had mentioned something about it in a video, and I responded to him in that video. Recently, with his recent negative comments about Xbox, I'm starting to trust his opinions less and less. because he just seems more biased nowadays. But like I said, you just explained your own Drifter situation. You know, like, what's your opinion on Drifter, T Martin, Ali A, any of them really? Any others if you know of any? Because I don't really watch many of them.
So, I mean, I've kind of evolved a little bit, because I was in my earlier, I guess say, my earlier days of YouTube, even though I haven't been in this thing that long, even before YouTube, I was a little bit harder on a lot of these bigger YouTubers, just because, you know, I guess so overall I just felt differently, and also I didn't know everything that I know now.
Right.
So it was easier to say, oh, he's just a view whore, he's just a money whore, he's just doing, you know, this and that and another. So it was easier to do that. But as I've kind of evolved and I kind of see the YouTube game as it is and as it stands, I kind of see what they're doing. I understand a little bit more that, you know, this is their job, okay?
Right.
So they don't go to, their work is YouTube. So they have a subscriber base that they ultimately have to appease. And what they want to see is news, because they're both, first off, let's get this, you know, right off the bat, they're both news channels. Okay, so I'm talking about T Martin and Drifter. So T Martin obviously gives, you know, the news and what's going on in the gaming, you know, COD universe, and then Drifter gives the news as far as the breakdowns and everything as far as how guns work and so on and so forth. So they're both news channels, or information channels, I guess you could say. But as far as I can't group them all, because the way I feel about all of them could be a little bit differently. But when it comes, and I kind of actually touched this on a different video, where it was my YouTube money video that I pretty recently did. I kind of explained what I just explained, but to me, T Martin has to do certain things that I feel personally, now I'm not him, but I feel like he has to do things a certain way because that's what his subscribers want. So in a way, he's not making the videos that he personally wants to make. He's making them to satisfy his viewers, his fans.
Right.
And that may not be always. It might not be always the case, you know, where, you know, he's just being, I guess you could say, I don't know if you want to say like a money whore. I mean, he's doing his job. So like, Drifter, now I did talk to Drifter, and I'm making a follow-up video on that Drifter video, because me and him, we did DM each other and we did talk out our differences and you know, what had happened. So I have a better understanding as far as where Drifter was coming from. When the whole situation went down approximately a year ago. Like I said, I don't even think I was I don't think I was a YouTuber then, but yeah, he I find him in a higher regard than some of the other bigger YouTubers, mainly because that he will criticize things. He'll do it in a professional, like a professional way. He'll say, "Look, this gun sucks," you know, but he'll do that, you know, and kind of help the community out a little bit as far as in their game.
Right.
T Martin just kind of has always been just super excited about everything, and that kind of upsets me. You know, where it's like not everything is gravy. Okay.
Yeah. You know, and going into that before you move on, with T Martin a while ago, I want to say maybe before Ghost came out, there was this T Martin video, and it was called "Why I'm Always Super Excited," and you know, this is one of the biggest criticism he's ever gotten, and it's always about him being so excited. It's like, no, you can't be always this excited. So naturally, I wanted to see what the hell he had to say on this. So I'm watching the video, and basically, like you said, when someone clicks on a T Martin video, they expect that of him. He's like, obviously, I'm human. I'm not always super excited, so on and so forth. For me, for him to address that, for him to say this and be honest, like, look, obviously I'm not super excited all the time. You click on a T Martin video, that's what you expect. That's what T Martin does. So that made me respect him more, and like, lean off him and just be like, okay, so even though, you know, this is your job, you're not trying to pass this off like it's just what you absolutely love to do. And like you, I'm pretty sure this videos he love making, but then there's also times when he's like, he's just grinding through it because, like you said, it's his job. With Drifter,
right.
For me, like you, the lag buster video, I seen that shit, and I was like, oh man, what is this? And I was all super interested in it. And as I looked at it, and you know, my understanding of how the internet works and what lag is and whatever, and I'm like, okay, if you had a good router, you can do half of what this shit does already.
Yeah.
You know, with QoS.
No, you can, you're right.
The other part of it I felt was some cheating shit. Like, you just cheating the system. This was worse than, you know, buying hacks and stuff like that for you know, the God mode hacks and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's basically, you know, you paying $200 to cheat the lag compensation system so you can run around and be God mode basically. So, you know, I wasn't for the lag buster at all. And you know, once I didn't hear any more about it, I was like, something's fishy with that. So you know, I didn't really care for the lag buster, but it was interesting to see, like, that's what y'all got into it about. And like I said,
I mean, go ahead.
Hold that thought, don't lose that thought. But lastly, what I want to say, as far as him being unbiased or just, you know, being professional, I feel like a lot of times he becomes biased when he gets frustrated because he's human. He deals with Call of Duty all day, every day. You know, you get tired of a lot of things, especially when that's all you do. Like, this is your job, as we say. Like, this is all you do. You know, what became a fun hobby pastime is now a job, and you gotta grind stuff out. You're spending this amount of time with this or whatever. You know, there's a lot of controversy and just a lot of debate on what console is better or whatever. And I particularly don't care about which console is better. I know I play on Xbox, that's my choice. And my experience on Xbox is so much different than what he paints it out to be. He paints Xbox out to be like this horrible machine that no one should ever buy, and it's like, I fucking hate that. Like, he was talking about the Black Ops 3 beta experience, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I'd spent just as much time on the beta as anyone else, and besides the crashing that kept happening, my experience was great. I didn't have no bad spawns, no lag issues, none of that. And he's like, he just painted it out like it was unplayable. But I mean, in those regards, that's what I think about T Martin and Drifter at the moment. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I don't remember. But no, but basically, you know, when it comes to the Drifter, you kind of have to take what he says with a grain of salt a little bit. You kind of have to apply it to your own experience.
Yeah.
So, you know, so like, I mean, you know, he is a big YouTuber, and he is also a sponsored YouTuber. So I mean, obviously, he's got sponsors all over. So obviously, you know, but to his credit, I will say that he's been very good about his sponsors as far as picking them and living, you know, basically ride and dying for, you know, by those sponsorships. I mean, I have, you know, Astro. I think he's sponsored by Astro. But I know that he's sponsored by Elgato. I have an Elgato.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's been good, you know. So like, I mean, the things that he's sponsored by that I have, I can't really complain. The only thing, like I said, was that whole issue with the lag buster.
Right.
Was at that time I was using that thing, and to kind of tell you about the lag buster was this thing. Like, I plugged it in and I did all the configurations and stuff like that, and I'll tell you that this thing didn't do anything. Okay, like, this thing like didn't give me an advantage. In a lot of ways, it put me at a disadvantage. So like, like I would, like, prior to the lag buster, you know, I would just go straight through the you know, the modem, or not the modem, but the router and everything else, and my hit detection was a lot better. And then I plugged this thing in, and my hit detection was off, and I start lagging all over the place. See, the thing about it is that it has this software built in that you actually link to your computer, and what it does is that you can basically shift how much lag you want in the game, so that, not in the game, but basically what you face, so that the lag compensation in the game basically says, oh, well, you have a bad connection, we're going to go ahead and lag comp you.
Right.
And you're supposed to, you know, not necessarily be like what you said, God mode, but you're going to be like, you're going to see people before they see you. You know, your hit detection is going to be on point and everything else. But
which
like that wasn't the case, and I didn't
COD.
see that. Well, I guess so. But like, and that was the whole thing about it, was when I heard Drifter was going to do this video, you know, just discussing and breaking it down and everything else, I was excited for it.
Yeah.
And when he decided not to do it, and at that time he didn't really give any real big reasons. I mean, he kind of said like my hands are tied and things like that, I can't do it. You know, he didn't really go into a lot of details. You know, yeah, I was upset about it. You know, and
right,
yeah,
right.
At some point I got out of hand. But like, you know, overall, he didn't, like, we talked about it, and overall he didn't tell me whether or not the device was good or not. But based off of the conversation, I can tell you that it's basically a $200 coaster. I can tell you that.
Right.
So,
like I said,
yeah.
when it comes to the lag buster, I knew half of what they were saying was QoS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any good router, any good modem, if you pay a lot of money for what you have right now, you do not need the lag buster for QoS. You probably already have it. Most routers nowadays come with that. It's like standard.
Yeah.
So the next part, like you said, from what I understood, the actual people who made the product and the software or whatever, what they said was that it's supposed, like you said, make your connection seem very bad, and then lag compensate everyone else and decrease their connection to the game or whatever, and you're supposed to be like unharmed and just connection free. Now, as everybody who's ever played a Call of Duty game ever knows, someone, usually host, has advantage because he's the one faster than their connection is faster than everyone else. That's who you connect to, so they see everything before you. What this would do was make it to where basically you're hosting the game in a sense, or you're on par with the host. So you're going to be seeing things before someone sees you. It's like when you die, you're like, I was around the corner, but in the kill cam, you're not even around the corner, you're still running towards it, kind of thing. And for me, when a game is based on connection like that and fire rate and all this other crap, it's like, that's pretty much God mode without, you know, the actual God mode.
I want to add something in there, because it doesn't crap out other people's connections.
Right.
What it does is that it craps out your connection.
Right.
So it basically, yeah, so like, it's not like where it's like a lag switch. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a lag switch where, you know, you can move around and as soon as you see something, you hit the lag switch and all of a sudden they're frozen, you can get a headshot or something silly like that. It's not to that. It's not like that.
It's just not like that.
You're not. Yeah. What's that?
No, I'm saying it's not like that. You're right.
No.
It's exactly not like that. What I'm saying is, though, because like I said, in the video where they explain, basically, it makes it to where it seems like your connection is bad, but it doesn't actually be bad.
Right.
And it makes, because how the game mechanic works, to compensate for your bad connection, the game, i.e. Call of Duty or any game with lag compensation built in, compensates everyone else and lowers their connection because it thinks you have the worst connection. You know,
right.
It's almost, it's as close to being a lag switch without actually being a lag switch. And either way, this is like helping you in a sense of, like, remember we were talking about scuff controllers and how you were saying it's like an unfair advantage, it's a paid advantage. This is like way worse than any scuff controller. I'll deal with a whole team of people using scuff controllers before I deal with some shit like this. Like, this is some cheating ass shit.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say like I mean, you know, it's. Yeah, I mean, I feel what you're saying with it. It's, you know, I just want to kind of get it across that it wasn't messing with other people in that sense. It was more messing with yours.
Yeah, it's not. You know, it has no power over your connection. It just tricks the game. And then the game, which has power over your connection, fucks with your connection. But either way, it fucks with your connection. It puts you at an unfair advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm not trying to say.
That's the thing about it, is that it didn't put me. I didn't see any advantage.
Right. It didn't even work for you though. But like what they advertise, that's ridiculous. Yeah. You paid $200 for this thing, and it doesn't even work.
I'm the idiot. Yeah, I'm a moron when it came to that. I should have like, but there are people still that are living by this thing. Like, not living by it, but like I've talked to a couple people like Killa Kevo. He runs that thing, and he's like, oh, it works. I'm like, it doesn't. I'm like, dude, it doesn't work, man. Like, what you're doing is probably just trapping your connection out where you could be actually having better connection. Just run everything through your net Duma and you're good. But but yeah, it doesn't work. Exactly. I'm sorry to tell anybody who's using the thing.
Like you would see just as much, performance-wise from doing it all yourself.